There's a new narrative that is surfacing within the Republican and Democratic primary situation that we find ourselves in today. And we're going to explore this in more detail with Bill Scher next week. There's yet another poll out which suggests that Hillary Clinton would absolutely crush Donald Trump in a hypothetical general election matchup. Now it's a Bloomberg Politics poll. Earlier in the week, I discussed a similar poll from Quinnipiac University. And the one released yesterday by Bloomberg says that Hillary Clinton leads Donald Trump 54-36 by nearly 20 points in a hypothetical contest between the two current delegate leaders in their respective primaries. Now, if you've been following elections for any reasonable period of time, you know that 54-36 has not been the margin for a very, very long time in a presidential election. Of course, that leaves 10% of the electorate out, who in this particular poll said they would support neither or weren't sure if they would support one or the other candidate. In a head-to-head matchup with Ted Cruz, Hillary Clinton still wins, according to this Bloomberg poll, 51-42. Only John Kasich defeats Hillary Clinton in a hypothetical matchup, with the survey finding that the Ohio Republican would defeat Hillary Clinton 47-43 in a hypothetical matchup. But again, that is only 90% of the electorate that would support one or the other based on the polling of Bloomberg released yesterday, 10% undecided or would support third-party candidates. A Fox News poll has also corroborated this, saying, yes, Hillary Clinton would defeat Donald Trump, but by a smaller margin, 49-38, rather than the nearly 20-point margin that the Bloomberg poll points out. So this particular poll didn't check into how Bernie Sanders would do against the hypothetical candidates. The Quinnipiac poll did, and it suggested that Bernie Sanders would also defeat Donald Trump handily, albeit not by quite as much as Hillary Clinton. So what do we do with this information, Lewis? These are very early polls. I think it would be very risky for Democrats to in any way rest on their laurels or sit back and assume it will be an easy victory. We haven't had a 54-36 presidential election in, I don't know if we ever have, at least not for a very long time. But the idea seems to be that Donald Trump's impact on the Republican Party, broadly speaking, has been so destructive, and his high unfavorability is such a problem that he would not stand a chance against Hillary Clinton, if you believe this polling, if you find this polling to be trustworthy.
We thought all along that Hillary or Bernie would do very, very well against Trump and probably beat Trump. If he is the nominee, he has plenty of time to self-destruct and say more crazy, damaging things. And during debates, I think he would probably get slaughtered during debates by either Democratic candidate.
Well, Hillary Clinton is known for having high unfavorable ratings. There are a lot of people who very proactively and acutely don't like Hillary Clinton, while she also is one of the most admired women in America at the same time. Donald Trump is having a growing unfavorability problem. His unfavorability is up 13 points from November. It is at a new high. And this is going to be a very, very interesting process now to go forward, because when John Kasich says he's the guy with the best shot against Hillary or Bernie, he seems to be absolutely right. And it doesn't seem as though the Republican establishment can take control back of this thing. Trump seems to be just on a runaway freight train in the direction of the nomination, although mathematically it does not appear as though he's going to get there before the convention.
Trump's support comes from emotional people, people that are not thinking logically, people that
authoritarians as well.
That too. So if they were thinking logically, they would realize that Kasich is telling the truth, but Kasich just isn't radical enough to become the Republican nominee.